Ex Machina is an Oscar-winning movie in the VFX category.
And the Oscar goes to Ex Machina, Andrew Whitehurst.
At the start of the movie, we are introduced to a programmer named 𝗟𝗶𝗸𝗲. 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲 works for a very big tech company called Blue Book. One day, he receives an email from his boss saying that he has won the first prize for being the best employee and now gets the opportunity to spend a week with the owner of the company. 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲 is very happy because he knows he will get to learn many new things. The CEO of the company is named Nathan. Nathan's helicopter takes 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲 into the mountains, and the pilot drops 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲 off at a location, showing him the way to Nathan's house before leaving. There is no phone signal in this place. 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲 walks along the path shown by the pilot and sees a small building. Outside this building, an AI computer asks 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲 to scan his face, and then a card with 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲's picture comes out. 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲 takes this card and goes inside. The building, which looked small from the outside, is actually very big and beautiful inside. This was not Nathan's house but a huge research center where Nathan conducted his experiments. Nathan tells 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲 that for this 1 week, he shouldn't think of him as his boss but rather as a friend. Then Nathan takes 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲 to show him his room and explains some rules. Nathan says that 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲's card will open some doors but not others. The rooms whose doors open are accessible, but 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲 must not try to enter the rooms that don't open with his card. Nathan says he wants to share a lot of his research with 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲, but first, 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲 must sign a contract. The contract states that whatever 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲 sees or hears here, he cannot discuss with anyone outside. 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲 says he wants to consult his lawyer before signing, but Nathan explains that if he doesn't sign, they will just spend the week partying and playing games, with no discussion about his research. Hearing this, 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲 quickly signs the contract. After this, Nathan reveals that he has created an artificial intelligence robot and that 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲's job is to test its intelligence. 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲 is very excited. Nathan says that if this test is successful, 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲's name will also be written in history because this will be the first robot that can think and understand like a human. 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲 meets the robot for the first time. The robot is a girl. 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲 asks her name and she says it is 𝗟𝗶𝗲, and then, the two start talking. Nathan listens to their conversation through CCTV on his computer and takes notes. 𝗟𝗶𝗲 says that apart from Nathan, this is the first time she has seen someone else. She asks 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲 if he will come to meet her again tomorrow. 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲 says yes, he will definitely come. 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲 is amazed by 𝗟𝗶𝗲's way of speaking and tells Nathan that the robot is very advanced, it doesn't talk like a robot but like a human. At night, 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲 tries to sleep in his room but can't. To pass the time, he turns on the TV, but instead of regular channels, live footage from 𝗟𝗶𝗲's room starts playing. 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲 watches 𝗟𝗶𝗲 in surprise when, suddenly, the power of the whole building goes out. 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲 tries to leave his room, but it is locked, and his card doesn't open the door. After a few seconds, when the power comes back, 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲 opens the door and goes to Nathan. Nathan tells him not to worry. He says he designed the doors this way so that no thief could cut the power and steal anything. At first, there were no power cuts here, but for some reason, the power has been going out frequently over the last few days. 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲 understands Nathan's explanation and goes back to sleep. The next morning, a girl named 𝗂𝗂 brings breakfast for 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲. Nathan explains that 𝗂𝗂 is his assistant. Today, 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲 has his second session with 𝗟𝗶𝗲. Nathan says, yesterday you told me how you felt after meeting 𝗟𝗶𝗲. In today's session, we will see what 𝗟𝗶𝗲 thinks about you. During the second session, 𝗟𝗶𝗲 shows 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲 a drawing she made. But 𝗟𝗶𝗲 doesn't know what the drawing looks like or who it is of. 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲 tells her you should make drawings that you yourself like. 𝗟𝗶𝗲 then asks 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲, can we be friends? 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲 says yes, of course. 𝗟𝗶𝗲 replies, then you should also tell me about yourself. 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲 tells her, I'm 26 years old. I work as a programmer at Nathan's company. My parents died in a car accident. 𝗟𝗶𝗲 asks, are you married? 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲 says, no, I'm not married and I don't have a girlfriend either. While they are talking, the power suddenly goes out again and the CCTV cameras turn off. At that moment, 𝗟𝗶𝗲 warns 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲, Nathan is not your friend. You shouldn't trust anything he says. 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲 is left deep in thought after hearing this. That night, Nathan and 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲 are having dinner when 𝗂𝗂 accidentally spills 𝗟𝗶𝗲's wine. Nathan scolds her harshly and 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗲 feels bad for 𝗂𝗂. Then Nathan asks Caleb, when the power went out and the cameras shut off, what did you and Ava talk about? Caleb lies and says nothing. Nathan acts as if he believes him. Back in his room, Caleb watches Ava on the TV screen. It seems like he is starting to develop feelings for her. The next morning, Nathan takes Caleb to his lab, where he built Ava. There are many robot parts lying around. Nathan shows Caleb an oval-shaped stone and says, "This is Ava's brain. I hacked into every cell phone in the world and used their microphones and cameras to collect data from people. Then, I fed all that stolen data into Ava's mind. That's how I was able to create such an advanced robot." In the third session with Ava, she shows Caleb a new drawing. Caleb says, "This drawing is really good." Then Ava says, "I want to show you something else, close your eyes." Caleb closes his eyes, and Ava quickly changes into a dress, puts on a wig, and stands in front of him. She says, "I want to go on a date with you." Caleb stares at her face in amazement. Caleb asks, "Have you ever been outside?" Ava replies, "No. Ever since I was created, I've been locked in this room." Caleb doesn't know how to respond. After the session, Caleb thinks to himself, if Ava can think like a human and has desires just like us, maybe keeping her locked up like this isn't right. And now he has also started to like her. Caleb asks Nathan, "Why did you make this robot a girl? You could have made it without any gender." Nathan says, "Yes, I could have, but I believe having a gender is important. I've installed sensors inside Ava. If you get physically close to her, she will enjoy it too." Caleb asks, "Did you program her to flirt with me?" Nathan replies, "No, she genuinely likes you because, apart from me, you're the only person she's ever met." In session 4, Ava and Caleb are talking when the power suddenly goes out again. In the darkness, Ava tells Caleb, "I'm the one causing these power cuts so we can spend time together without Nathan watching." She warns Caleb again not to trust Nathan because he lies about everything. After this session, Caleb can't stop thinking about Ava. When he comes out of the bathroom and looks at the TV screen, he sees Nathan in Ava's room, tearing up one of her drawings. Nathan is heavily drunk. Caleb goes to ask him why he did that, but Nathan just starts dancing with 𝗂𝗀𝗀 and then goes to his room to sleep. In session 5, Ava tells Caleb, "Now I will test you." She asks him questions, and by reading his facial expressions, she can tell if he's lying or telling the truth. Ava asks, "What will happen if I fail your test? Will Nathan just switch me off and store me somewhere like his other robots?" Caleb says, "I don't know what Nathan will do." Ava then cuts the power again and shows Caleb that the drawing Nathan tore was actually a drawing she made of him. Finally, she asks, "Do you want to be with me?" Caleb doesn't answer. After the session, Caleb meets Nathan, who says, "The robots I'm building are just prototypes. After Ava, I'll make a new model that will be even better than her." Caleb asks, "Then what will you do with Ava?" Nathan replies, "I'll download her brain data, erase her memories, and put a new robot in her body." Hearing this, Caleb gets Nathan extremely drunk until he passes out on the sofa. Caleb then takes Nathan's keycard and goes into his room. He first writes a code on Nathan's computer and then watches old videos. In the videos, Caleb sees all the previous robots Nathan built. Every single one of them begged Nathan to let them out of the room, but instead, Nathan switched them off and stored them in his room's cabinets. 𝗂𝗀𝗀 is also there, lying naked in the room. She peels her skin to show Caleb that she, too, is a robot made by Nathan. Meanwhile, Nathan wakes up and goes to the lift to enter his room, searching for his keycard. Caleb arrives and hands it to him, saying, "You dropped this here." Caleb then returns to his own room and checks himself to make sure he isn't one of Nathan's robots. He cuts his arm with a blade and sees blood, confirming that he is human. The next day in session 6, Caleb meets Ava. She cuts the power and Caleb says, "You were right about Nathan. He's going to reprogram you and replace you with a new robot." Ava replies, "You have to help me." Caleb says, "I'll get Nathan drunk again and make him pass out. Then I'll go to his room and write a code that will unlock all the doors when the power goes out. You just have to cut the power at the right moment. Then we'll escape from here." The plan is set. At exactly 10 p.m. tonight, Ava will cut the power to the building, making all doors unlock automatically so they can escape together. Ava understands Caleb's plan completely. That evening, Caleb goes to meet Nathan, who tells him the helicopter will come to pick him up tomorrow since his 1-week stay is almost over. Caleb tries to get Nathan drunk by handing him a glass of alcohol, but Nathan refuses to drink, saying he's changing his routine starting today. Nathan then asks Caleb for his final analysis about Ava. Has she passed or failed the test? Caleb replies that, in his opinion, Ava has passed. Nathan takes Caleb to his room and shows him video footage from 2 days earlier when he tore up Ava's drawing. Nathan reveals he installed an additional hidden camera in Ava's room that day. Through this camera, he saw Ava cutting the power to have private conversations with Caleb. Then Nathan shows Caleb the video where Caleb explains the escape plan to Ava. Now the real purpose of Nathan's test becomes clear. He introduced Caleb to Ava specifically to see if she would use her artificial intelligence to manipulate Caleb into helping her escape. And Ava has passed this test too. Nathan even designed Ava's face based on the type of girls Caleb usually looks at online. As Nathan explains all this, the clock strikes 10 p.m. and just as planned, Ava cuts the power. Nathan admits it was a good plan that might have worked if he hadn't installed that second camera. Caleb reveals that he suspected Nathan might be listening, so the previous day, he had already written door-opening code into Nathan's computer system. Nathan looks up to see that Ava has already left her room. In anger, he punches Caleb, knocking him unconscious, then grabs a rod to force Ava back into her room. But Ava whispers something to Kyoko, turning her against Nathan. Together they attack him. Nathan breaks one of Ava's arms, but Kyoko stabs Nathan in the back with a knife, and together they kill him. Ava goes to Nathan's room, takes another robot arm from the cabinets to replace her broken one, and covers herself with synthetic skin from another robot. After dressing herself, she prepares to leave the building. When Caleb wakes up, he finds himself locked in Nathan's room. His keycard can't open the door. He calls out repeatedly to Ava, but she ignores him. All her interactions with Caleb were just part of her escape plan. She leaves Caleb trapped there and boards the helicopter that came to pick him up, flying away to the city. The movie ends with this suspenseful moment. Will she be able to survive in the human world? On IMDb, this movie has a rating of 7.7. We hope you enjoyed this video. Please share it with your friends and subscribe to our channel for more interesting videos. See you in the next one.